Oh yeah, just gonna sit down and talk some Star Wars. This is great. This is Beyond Blast Doors without any budget, any production, really anything. It's just David and I hanging out, looking very pretty. How are you doing?
I'm well.
This is episode 27. We're doing it a little bit differently than usual. I'm going to put that microphone out to the side since it's really not even plugged in. So what's going on is we are having a very busy week because we're getting ready to go on the road for Wizard World 2018 in St. Louis. And so, we're trying to get professional things figured out. We have some personal things we got to figure out. Jesse's building Mandalorian armor, so he hasn't been around for like the last 3 weeks. So we're all going to drive down this Saturday at like 7:30 in the morning and get down there for what's going to be a really great time. And so what we did is we just grabbed about 5 or 6 stories from the past week, and we thought we would just go ahead and start breaking them down. So thanks for joining us. If this is your first time catching us, be sure that you drop a comment in the live chat. Be sure that you give us a thumbs up, a subscribe. If you're catching this on the rewind, then be sure to comment down below and let us know what you think. Let us know what is on your mind when it comes to things that all involve Star Wars. I slurred my words there. I've been talking incessantly since about 3:30. That's what happens. It's a work night for me. Mm-hmm. And, this is probably the best dressed you've ever been for an episode.
I know, I look beautiful. I like this color shirt.
It's a nice blue.
Came straight from work. Didn't have time to change. But, it's a good one.
Yeah, it's a nice blue. It's a nice blue. Thank you again for joining us. If you're here with us in the live stream of this video, be sure that you comment in the live chat. We'll be sure to comment back. At least David's monitoring all that stuff. Let's go ahead and get involved with the show. Get involved, get on with the show, however you want to say it. Real Talk. Real Talk is this segment where we talk about everything that's TV and movie related. That can be the saga films, the standalones, Clone Wars, the Rebels. We'll get into it in this segment. And before we get on to the first topic, I do want to mention that we had a poll on our Twitter account the past week. We asked you, what are you most interested in Star Wars-wise? Is it Episode 9? Is it Star Wars Rebels? Is it the Han Solo movie? Is it what's going on with canon, specifically the novels and the comics? And 135 of you voted, and 41% say Episode 9 right now is the most interesting. It seems like a lot of people either are not aware of or just don't care about the Han Solo movie. That was the lowest voted. Be sure you always stick with us on social media for our polls. Be sure you follow us. That way you're the first to know about any polls we throw up there. First topic of Real Talk involves The Last Jedi. Can't let The Last Jedi go, not just yet. It's out of our viewing area. You can't go see it in the theaters anymore.
Oh, it's finally
here in the Tri-States. Yeah, it's gone.
It made it well, though. Like 7 weeks here.
7 weeks is a lot for our area.
For Quincy.
No, it is pretty impressive. And at the stretch right now, it's just over $1.3 billion globally. So not too shabby, not a bad take-home. And talk about take-home, 4 Oscar nominations for Star Wars The Last Jedi. Those 4 categories, in case you hadn't heard: visual effects, original score, sound mixing, and sound editing. And David, these are 4 categories that we kind of come to expect that Star Wars movies be nominated for, especially when you think about going back to the prequels.
So walk me through this before I get into my thoughts on the 4.
Okay.
What's the difference between sound mixing and sound editing? Remember, I don't come from this industry. So, like, you have these blue microphones, and they remind me of R2-D2, and then you do your magic, and then our podcast happens. So, what's mixing versus editing?
I think sound editing, I think, is more like... It's more like... It's just the sound effects and the quality of...
It's like post-production type stuff?
Right, yeah.
Like when you can't hear anything because the wind's blowing in Ireland, so they have to go back to the studio and re-record everything.
Right, and mixing is making the sound effect and the talk and the music and all that mesh.
Okay.
The right way. That's like my basic 101 way of explaining that. If you have a better way of explaining that, go ahead down in the live chat or in the comments below if you're catching this on the rewind. But yeah, I mean that's how I would describe that.
So, original score. Do you think it'll get the award for that one? Because I do not.
I don't think so. And let's actually start at the top of the list of the 4.
Okay.
And then what I've got is I've got the category. We'll say the competition that The Last Jedi is going against.
That's good. Yep.
And then we can go into why or why not it may win. Okay.
Sounds good.
So let's do that. So first, for visual effects, you're going up against Blade Runner, Kong, War of the Planet of the Apes, Guardians 2. So, and then of course you have The Last Jedi in there. So, those are the 5 movies under consideration. For visual effects, I mean, right off the bat, I'm thinking that Guardians 2 is definitely competition for that. But I'm thinking that between Kong and Planet of the Apes, I think visually I enjoyed War of the Planet of the Apes more.
I think because this was the end of the trilogy for Planet of the Apes, right?
Right.
So I think that Planet of the Apes will get that nod simply because it's kind of the end of that storyline.
Okay.
And really, when I think about our wonderful The Last Jedi, the only scene that really comes in my mind as being like, wow, how the hell did they do that? Was when the Radis goes through the supremacy.
Right.
And to me, that's why it should be included in this list. But I don't feel like there was enough of that throughout the movie to warrant this above something like a Guardians of the Galaxy, or even Kong was just phenomenal.
I would agree with you, and I would make the argument that Star Wars The Force Awakens was a visually more compelling movie than The Last Jedi. I know that a lot of people don't agree with that statement. The scene that you mentioned, for example, seems to really elevate The Last Jedi, but if you're thinking about consistently through, I mean, I think of the X-Wing and TIE Fighter skirmish there on Takodana. We had never really seen that kind of a starfighter battle. Usually it's always in space, but you've never seen one, just above the terrain like that. So I thought that was really cool. And there's several scenes through Force Awakens we could go on and on about visually what I've grown to appreciate about that movie. Original score. Now this is the one that you mentioned here. Original score. This is with John Williams, and it looks like Blade Runner. I might have this one wrong. I think it's what I have here written is Baby Driver, Dunkirk, Blade Runner. Can you go ahead and look that up? And while you're looking that up,
this is original score.
Yeah, original score. Go ahead and just look up the competition for that because you had asked earlier. I think that the Last Jedi soundtrack is enjoyable and it has great nods to the original trilogy. And it really harkens back to just its previous film in The Force Awakens when you get those familiar newer themes with Rey and with Poe and with Kylo.
The Shape of Water.
The Shape of Water.
Phantom Thread.
Phantom Thread.
Dunkirk.
Dunkirk.
Hold on, I've got to go to page 2. That way they can get more advertising revenue. 3 Billboards Outside Ebbing, Missouri. And Star Wars The Last Jedi.
All right. So I stand by what I just said. I like how it harkens back to the past. There are some subtle nuances, new elements, but I don't think that the score for The Last Jedi is special enough to win this award. I do think, however, this might be John Williams' final time to take the stage. I mean, I'm not trying to jinx the man. He's working on episode 9 right now. But, we're getting close to the end. And I do think that there's a good chance that 3 Billboards wins this category, or Dunkirk. But Last Jedi will not. Williams will, though, win it for episode 9 in 2019.
I think they threw their chance out the window when they announced that he was going to score episode 9. I think if this would have been our last Williams score, it would have gotten it simply because of his legacy. But not when we know he's coming back for 9. Fingers crossed. I mean, he's an older guy. But no, I don't think they've got it this one. I don't think they've got any of the 4 myself personally.
Well, yeah, and then you go down to sound mixing, and that sound mixing does have Baby Driver, Dunkirk, Shape of Water, and Blade Runner. I don't want to be disrespectful and ignore Blade Runner, but I thought it was a very enjoyable movie.
The score didn't thrill me though. It was very, very downtrodden.
Right, and
visually,
that's what
they were going for.
Right, and as far as sound mixing goes, I thought it was strong. I think Dunkirk might be the outright here, and the dark horse in this category would be Baby Driver.
Yep.
But again,
Baby Driver's got all that controversy with Kevin Spacey.
Kevin Spacey.
I mean, are they going to want to?
I don't know if that has anything to do with. I mean, I don't know if they would hold that against for sound mixing. I don't know. Kevin Spacey wasn't responsible for sound mixing.
No, but this is a movie that Kevin Spacey was in, so are they going to recognize, one of his films after everything that just happened.
Well, you know, another movie where they just ripped him out and they replaced the guy like 3 weeks before it released.
And they still released on time.
Yeah.
To me, that was the impressive part.
Yeah, that was. I think with sound mixing, Star Wars, in this new trilogy so far, between the 2 films, and if you want to include Rogue One, I would say that Force Awakens had better sound mixing. I mean, I think of the scene where you're coming around the blast that Kylo Ren freezes in air. I think about the screech of the TIE Fighter out of the First Order docking bay. I think of just the lightsaber every time the lightsaber got activated in The Force Awakens. So Last Jedi I won't. And sound editing, I guess that kind of, it's my same point. And for sound editing, it's the same movies. It's Baby Driver, Dunkirk, Shape of Water, Blade Runner. And I personally, nothing took me out of the movie. Nothing extraordinary. The only thing that was different was that scene that we keep talking about with the silence of space with the Redis going through.
Which was still really cool.
It was.
I don't think it was cool enough to beat out some of the competition.
I would agree with that. Let's go on to the next story now. And this is pretty funny. Rian Johnson gets on social media a few days ago and decides he's just going to rip every fan bashing him about this ability that Luke has established. And some call it force projection. Some call it force apparition.
Well, we found out there's a name for it.
We do have a name for it. Do you want to give away that name?
Can I? Because it's a really fun word to say.
Go ahead.
Force doppelganger. That's a fun word to say.
Yeah, I don't like that.
No?
But that's all right. I would have gone with apparition, but that's just me. It's kind of funny because we're doing this live, right? So I don't have like the graphic to throw up, so you get to watch me read. Big kudos, though. We want to throw this out to StarWarsNewsNet.com for pulling together this story and a few of the others that we have on this episode. But Rian Johnson goes to Twitter and he shows a series of photos. It's a series of tweets. And he goes over to a bookshelf and he closes up on several books on the bookshelf. And he pulls out the Jedi Path book, which Jedi Path and the Book of the Sith were these two books that you can still get. You can get like an FYE. I mean, like here, if I were to go to the Quincy Mall, I know it's still on the shelf right now. And it's like this cheap $10, $15 book.
Like a novelty thing you buy when you don't know what to get somebody for Christmas.
Or you can buy like...
think they like Star Wars?
Yeah, or it's like, there's like an $80 version where it's like this plastic container where you can press the button and like music plays and it opens up and the book ejects.
Is that neat or is that cheesy?
I think it's stupid personally, but maybe you enjoy it. I think it's interesting though. He goes, so he shows the close up of the book, the spine of the book, and then he opens up, goes to the page, and there is the description of advanced force techniques, doppelganger or simulfuturist. Oh Jesus,
futurist,
semi-futurist.
Yeah.
Wow, that's a weird word. Permits a Jedi to create a short-lived duplicate of him or herself, or an external object that is visually indistinguishable from the real item. Those who have perfected this ability can create phantoms of any person of their choosing, or trick an enemy into seeing more objects, such as droids, than are actually present. So that's a pretty interesting excerpt. The best part, though, is followed up with the Homer Simpson fade into the bushes. That was hysterical. Yeah. That was well played. You follow this Twitter series of tweets with Rian Johnson, and you kind of explore the EU with him, where he pulled this concept from, where you can find it. How do you react as a fan? Because here's a situation where there is some truth in legends, right? Went back to the EU, pulled a little nugget back, and used it in this new canon era.
So we're joined on the YouTube Live by Dragon Bricks Productions, who thinks that the projection, the Simul Futurist, was pretty cool, but it kind of ruined the movie for him.
Okay.
So first of all, thanks for watching.
Yeah. Thanks for watching. He's a buddy that I watch some YouTube Lego live streaming with, which we're going to have to start. We have to do our builds. That is going to be so fun.
We have a low battery button.
Oh, we got plenty. We're good.
Okay, cool.
So, yeah, thanks for watching. And, I get it, but at the same time, I go back and think about it. He knew exactly what was going on because he saw Kylo there in the hut. Like, he knew exactly what was going on. And what has he been doing for the last 30 years? He's been perfecting the Force. He's learned how to become a Force ghost. You're going to see him in 9. He's had this ability. I don't have a problem with it. I again, I just wanted to see some badassery leading up to that moment. Because if you would have seen him like destroy in one scene, and be like, well, what more can this guy do? And then he do that, I think it really delivers home. But it's okay. No worries.
It must have taken a lot of energy to do it because it kind of killed him.
Well, it did. And that goes back to the whole line, right? Kylo slides down the hallway. There's no way you're doing this, Rey. If you would, it would kill you. You know? Like, it all kind of foreshadows what's going on. Or do you think much of this? Do you like how Ryan is playing with the fans?
I think it's cool. I mean, this is what I like to see out of a director, and they definitely are busy people and don't have to do this. But the fact that he has, like, a legitimate reason behind why he put this in the movie, I'm okay with it, even if it is from a shitty little novelty book. But I love how he toys with the Homer Simpson. I mean, to me, that's the best part of it. Like, right there, that's the mic drop.
You know, and there were some people, you know, it's funny, we just mentioned someone who's watching right now with us who says it kind of took him out of the movie, kind of seemed too convenient.
Dragon Bricks, thanks for watching.
Ryan Johnson had that same tweet, had a similar message from another fan, and he's like, well, think about that scene in Empire. Leia suddenly has the ability to sense Luke through the Force, all to wrap up Empire Strikes Back, and we don't bat an eye at it. Now, I'm not trying to defend The Last Jedi, because overall I still don't like the movie. He does, and that's fine, because we all get our opinion of these movies.
It's dropping down on my list.
But
like, as it sets in, things are dropping off.
Yeah, okay.
It's lowering.
Now you see. All right, let's go on to the next topic, because we're cruising right along here, and we have limited time. I have to be back to work in less than a half hour.
We're talking about Reed Morano.
Yes.
And she's a director.
Yes.
She's done some online streaming things. The Handmaid's Tale. She just got
that's her big thing.
And she was talking with Kathleen Kennedy.
Yep.
Who she describes as the loveliest human being.
I find her outrageously beautiful.
But she says she's not doing a Star Wars movie.
But she did talk to Lucasfilm.
But she talked to Kathleen.
Right. Yeah.
So she's doing something. So do you think she's like doing acting, or do you think she's going to do something for the streaming service that comes out next year?
I think this is that's kind of the natural place for our minds to go. Is the fact that Disney is going to launch a streaming service in 2019 and needs content, and everyone's murmuring that there is a Star Wars live action series down the road. It makes me nervous for Dave Filoni. Unless Dave Filoni has already been promised a different project and it won't interfere, there's supposed to be that next animated series we get. We won't know about that until after Rebels. So you're looking at least until late March, early April at the earliest to learn about his fate. But I think that's the thing that concerns me the most. Is I was kind of hoping that either Dave Filoni would get the live action series as a bump up to prove that he can handle live talent to get a movie, or maybe he just gets a movie, but who knows.
But, at the same time, he's been pumping out really, really good cartoons with adult themes in it.
Yes.
So that's not necessarily a bad thing to be, like, the champion of that arena, especially as we're going into the second half of Rebels Season 4, and he wraps that up in a nice little bow for us.
I'd agree, and I think bringing in, like, someone like Reed Morano would be really great for, again, the Star Wars look. Again, if you're looking at really expanding the look in the galaxy of Star Wars, I think it all makes sense. And I mean, it also makes sense to bring in bring more diversity to the people behind the scenes making these movies. But if there's anything The Last Jedi has taught me, if you want to have a specific director, their put on Star Wars, I'd rather see that as a standalone movie. I want the saga films to kind of have the same kind of breath in them, if that makes sense.
Yep.
But yeah, cool nonetheless to see those conversations talking. If you're a Reed Morano fan, or just have any thoughts on anything that we're talking about on the show today, go ahead, throw us something in live chat, or comment down below if you are watching on the Rewind. I'm going to put this story down. This page is irrelevant. I'm printing apparently on used paper. This is crazy. Let's see what's going on here. Hey, it's time for our next segment. Pages, Pixels, Pieces. This is a lot easier to do, folks, when I have graphics, when I have full screen images. Right now, it's just me and Dave. I only have David to look at right now, and you. I don't do that to me anymore. We've now learned that the novelization for The Last Jedi is on the way, and it's going to include a lot of new scenes. And I think the one that's most interesting is not the one with Paige.
I don't know how I feel about this.
The Han Solo funeral scene is what we're talking about.
Yeah.
It'll be depicted in the book. It's interesting because there was a rumor that we were going to get a Han Solo funeral in The Last Jedi, but I think those images that we got a year and some odd months ago, I think that was actually Canto Bite stuff. So that's kind of a bummer. But yeah, to see this in the book, it's all right. And you're not really in a position in a war to just drop everything you're doing.
At funeral, especially when it's been like
Yeah.
a couple days in the timeline since that happened.
Right.
And it's not like there's a body, so you're really doing more of a memorial service.
Yeah, I mean, you're kind of just doing a moment of silence, you know? But it will be interesting to see how they depict it, and Jason Fry is the author of this book. He also did the Force Awakens novelization. And there's a really cool interview that the Star Wars show did on the official Star Wars YouTube site. It's like new episodes every Thursday. They're really awesome over there. But, you know, they had a thing with Ryan Johnson. He talks about how he collaborates with Jason and how they made a lot of new scenes or additional scenes for the novelization. So I think it's, you know, it's worth getting the book. I mean, I don't have the Force Awakens novelization.
See, here's the thing. Here's why I think this entire thing is bullshit, David.
Okay.
If I'm watching the movie, I should not have to go read the book to get the entire story. The
Okay.
books are going to be better, but the movie came first. It's not based on a book. The novel's based on a movie. So it's a load of shit that I now have to go buy a book to read about a movie that I just watched to get the full story. Now they're saying that this scene and then Luke's third lesson to Rey are going to be part of the deleted scenes.
Yes.
And that they filmed them, but then there's some discrepancy, and when you go looking for different articles on this as to whether or not those are going to be deleted scenes on the DVD. So if these are going to be things in the book and then I'll get to see them in the deleted scenes, okay, whatever. But if we don't, that'll really chap my ass. Because I hate it when they piece a movie together,
Right.
they leave things on the cutting room floor. We've shown as nerds we can handle a 4-hour damn movie with Lord of the Rings. Give me the theatrical cut, give me the long story, and then...
I agree with everything you said.
It's bullshit. Give me the story.
Well, and remember how frustrating it
The
was
whole
when The
story.
Force Awakens came out and it like dropped the they dropped the DVD and Blu-ray and there was no commentary. There were no. Ooh, correct me if I'm wrong. I don't remember there were deleted scenes, but there was like no bonus feature.
Yeah, there weren't good deleted scenes.
Yeah.
They were like extended scenes.
God, if they would have kept the Kylo Ren boarding the Millennium Falcon scene though, that would have been gold.
But like you and I have been talking about Batman versus that douchebag, and I do not like Superman. But you tell me that watching the director's cut's a completely different movie. I don't care. They ruined it for me because what was released was the theatrical cut, which was shit.
I agree.
Don't screw up Star Wars. Give me the damn story. I will sit there for 3 hours. I did it for 2 hours and 40 minutes. I'll do it longer. Just give me the story.
That passion brought to you by Macy's, outfitting men since 1931. Okay, great. So the next topic on our show here in Pages, Pixels, Pieces is Poe Dameron number 23, a little comic book talk. And yeah, it's weird. We don't have any Darth Vader to talk about this week, and you know how David and I try and shoehorn that comic every damn week into the show. Poe Dameron, you know, right now it's the First Order kind of has a one-up on the Resistance. To give you a little background here. Obviously, they're trying to track down Luke Skywalker. We have Laura Santeca in the mix, our old friend from the beginning of Force Awakens that we get for a couple of minutes. And, what you have here is Leia on the front lines. She's trying to get artifacts, like items that were her mother's, that were Padme's, like Nabooan clothing and other items like that. So she's trying to get those. And somehow or another, I don't want to give away... I always feel like I'm going to give away everything. I want you to buy the damn books because I want Star Wars books to chart. Which reminds me, we need to talk. Darth Vader was a top 25 selling comic for 2017. Did you see that? Yeah.
No.
It was a top 25 book. You can go ahead and look that up. It might be the better story. But essentially, we're in the Legend Found arc, and Leia's trying to get these items. There's supposed to be a distraction from Black Squadron to pull this together, but something goes wrong. First Order shows up, and then basically you get to watch like 7 panels where someone is flying Poe's starfighter, and it's not Poe, it's Malorus.
Alex, the comic book hoarder, has joined us.
Oh, cool. What's up, Alex, man?
He's on a jog. It sounds exhausting.
He's on a jog. Well, Alex is on a jog, but he actually posted a...
Did I tell you that I ran 5 miles?
When did you run 5
Well, it
miles?
was consecutive over like 7 years, but...
Over 7 years?
Well, maybe longer, I don't know.
Oh my gosh, you're such a smart ass. Alex actually just posted a video I saw. I think he said his first edited video of his own. Usually he just goes live and shows off really cool books, but he posted a new video within the last couple of minutes. So
Number 21, Darth Vader.
be sure to check that out when we get done with this live stream. Was it 21?
Yep.
So Darth Vader, 2017 Darth Vader that Charles Soule and Giuseppe Camuncoli do together, collaborate on. That book, that thing charted top 25 of all comic books sold in 2017. That is just
the number 1 issue, did.
the number 1 issue. Yes, I think that's really impressive. And of course, it drops off for some people, here and there. Fine, whatever. It's an incredible series and supported. Poe Dameron, it's okay. I think Charles Soule's writing is great with it. I think the art has picked back up a little bit on this run, especially when I'm thinking of some of the frames where it's like you're on the ground, you're looking up, ships flying up. There's a close-up of Malorus. It's coming around there. I think really, and this is going to sound really bad, the less I see of Salvador Larroca's work, the more I like everybody else's work. So I don't want to be a slam there. But no, it's a good story. I'd give it, I would consistently give this series like a 6.57.
Oh, we're talking about Darth Vader or Poe Dameron?
No, Poe Dameron.
Okay.
I'm sorry. I was trying to go back on topic.
Yes, I would give that a score too.
I'd give Poe Dameron, or I'd give Darth Vader, I mean, if I'm trying not to be like super uber biased here, I'd give it at least a 9.5.
What, Poe Dameron?
No, Darth Vader.
Oh, yes.
This has literally been my life with David for the last 15 years of my life. You talking about this? No. Oh, I wasn't listening to you.
Nope.
That's all right.
But at least the art's better in this than the Star Wars mainline. Did you notice that?
Well,
I didn't hate myself when I was reading.
Well, that's kind of my point. Like, I don't... Salvador Larroca is kind of going down on my list. I will tell you this. This isn't a topic here, but I went back. The Star Wars Legacy line from, I want to say 2006. A bunch of Adam Hughes cover art. He does this really cool cover. I'll have to show you. It's like an older Luke Skywalker. It's like, take Luke Skywalker, Return of the Jedi, put 20 years on him,
okay,
and he's in his old Ben robes,
okay,
and he's got this blue hue around him. I just broke the Millennium Falcon. Oh my god.
Way to go.
I just took the cockpit right off. Anyway, this isn't going to go well on live. Oh, hey, that worked out well. Really stunning covers. And I've gone back and read those books. Art there was really good. Dark Horse knew what it was doing. Just Dark Horse never really got the support that it needed to keep that going. But yeah, fun stuff. That's it for Pages, Pixels, and Pieces. Let's go ahead and go blast or stash it. We have one topic for this week, and it is Maz Kanata. Will she be in Star Wars Episode 9? In a recent interview with The Hollywood Reporter, actor Lupita Nyong'o said, maybe. That's all we got. Also in this story, I believe StarWarsNewsNet.com did have an article where they kind of pulled the quotes together as well, saying that she talks about the secrecy of getting the script and how she was in a hotel room and she read the script, she received it in the case, she read the script, the guy took the script away, very secretive. We hear that from a lot of actors, but Maz Kanata, an actor that we didn't get a lot of in Episode 8, I would make the argument we never needed her in 8. But
no,
will we get her in 9?
Absolutely.
And how so?
She's one of Abrams' creations.
Yep.
And now that Rian Johnson has basically kicked over Abrams' toy box with everything that he'd set up, I think Abrams is going to go put those toys back in pieces.
Maz Kanata will be Rey's mother. I'm calling it here
right now
because Rian Johnson took away so much joy from J.J. Abrams that Maz Kanata will be the mother of Rey. I'm just joking.
Shout out to Ray Raid Comics and Geekery.
Dude, what up, Ray D?
Alex Comic Book Order is still with us. Dragon Bricks Productions is still hanging out. So thanks for being here,
guys. Appreciate you watching. Sorry that we're just doing straight live stream. Don't have the graphics or anything. But you know what? We just figured it's Monday. It's already good gosh. It's almost 9 o'clock on Monday night. We didn't want to wait any longer to have this conversation. So.
I know I couldn't film over the weekend. I was at Winter War, which is like a convention in Champaign where they play Pathfinder, Starfinder, Dungeons and Dragons. It was great. I was amongst our people. I'm out of business cards for the podcast.
We need more business cards.
Yeah.
You know what? Can you if you're watching this right now live, or if you're watching this on the rewind, comment right now. Would you buy a new Beyond the Blast Doors pin? Would you buy a pin? I have some exciting news that I don't want to get too excited about.
Did you buy pins?
Well, we might be buying pins. We might be buying pins. Well, because we're going to Wizard World down in St. Louis this weekend, and if Alex, the comic book hoarder, knows what's best for him, he will not bail on the plan, and he will go with us Saturday.
Alex, you're going?
Well, he said he would at the beginning, and now he's saying he wants to go Friday.
Alex, I've never met Alex, but I've heard good things. I feel like I know you, but not in the creepy sort of way.
Can you tell that he needs a friend?
Yep.
But no, we're gonna go down there Saturday, and the goal is to hand out our new pins. I think we're gonna get a batch of 100, and then once those sell out, we will get more. But that's what the people want. They want merch.
Ray Raid wants to know. It's kind of off subject, but did you get that Star Wars short box that you were wanting?
No, I have not. So, when we're talking about comic short boxes, they're the boxes that hold like 150 comics. There's like 1, 2, there's 4 short boxes behind me. I have not yet gotten it. I'm debating. I think I'm going to go and get that comic chest that BCW has recently released, that black crate. It's plastic and you put it together.
I haven't seen that. BCW?
Yeah, BCW comic book crate. It's black and it's all plastic. You kind of punch in the sides, and it's a little bit more durable than a short box. They're stackable.
Look at that.
You can lock the top of them, so that's really cool. I mean, do you have an image?
Yeah, I have an image.
You want to just slide it across that thing? Can we just do that?
Yeah, give me a second. It's loading.
We have this monitor here. We might as well utilize the monitor. Can be my Vanna White here. Okay, cool. So can you scroll down a little bit?
I can.
Yeah, so BCW, and we are clearly not sponsored by them, but if anyone from BCW sees this and wants to, by all means. But it's this black crate here that if you actually go to the front, I mean, it has a spot where you can slide cards in front if you want to do that to indicate what's in the box, but comes with a divider in it, and it just looks like super durable. So I'm going to get one of these. I've seen a couple people do reviews on YouTube, so I'm going to get a box. But then, yeah, I might still go ahead and get one of those X-Wing short boxes you helped me find, man. It just comes down to, what's going to be the most protective.
You save $4 a box if you buy 3 of them.
I know, I do.
Shit, I'm going to buy one, aren't I?
Do you want one?
Maybe.
Well, if you go in with me, we'll buy multiple.
Okay.
All right, that'll work. We throwing back the logo?
Yeah.
There's the logo. Yeah. It's back. So that's going to do it for the topics. I don't really feel like we need to talk much more about Maz Kanata because...
No, I think she'll be back. Without a doubt.
Bring her back. I wish they wouldn't have used her in 8. Or if they used her in 8, explain how the lightsaber was found. Like, how did you find Luke Skywalker's lightsaber? I will be pissed off if that gets answered in a book or something. Like, that's something that's brought up in a movie that you should close out in movies,
Mm-hmm.
All right, man. It's about time I have to go back to work here in just a little bit. But if you're watching right now in the live chat, go ahead and throw us any Star Wars question that's on your mind. Right now, we'll do 2.5. We'll do 5 minutes. We'll do 5 minutes of any questions, and then if nobody puts any questions in there, then we just sign off and look like a bunch of fools. So that's the approach right now. Do we have anything in the chat?
Nope.
Nothing at all.
Nothing.
Man.
All lines are open.
I guess like 8 o'clock.
All lines are open.
8 o'clock is a little late. Like we should if we could have done 7 o'clock. We're still trying to figure out, if we're going to live stream, what's the best way to do this? Because I can tell you, live streaming off the cell phone isn't going to continue on for much longer.
Mm-hmm. Well, I mean, it literally can't. We're at low battery.
Yeah, it's like at 5% right now.
Yeah.
But I will tell you, I think what we're going to do is, I think we're going to have access to a couple of the panels in St. Louis.
Okay.
So we're going to probably try and live stream those.
Have you put together my itinerary for the weekend? Because at the moment, all I know is that I've taken a vacation day Friday, and I have Saturday blocked off as well.
You took off Friday?
Yeah, I thought we were going down on Friday.
You and I might be... No, I can't because I have I have an event that I'm doing in town that night.
Dragon Bricks Production has a question.
Yes.
Obviously, he hasn't watched the last 6 episodes of our show.
Okay.
He wants to know, are we excited for the new Solo movie?
Do you want me to go first?
Sure.
Okay.
Well, that's why I posed the question.
Oh, yeah.
In place of Dragon Bricks.
Right. So, Dragon Bricks, thank you for the question. I will tell you that I am really excited for it. I want to see Lawrence Kasdan's script done to a T. I think Ron Johnson is a director that's capable of doing that. And I'm starting to...
Ron Howard.
What did I say?
You said Ron Johnson.
Chew! Dude,
Nice
Ron Howard. Dude, I'm telling you, it's late. So, yeah, I am really excited about it. I will tell you this. When it comes to the Han Solo movie, again, that's slated to come out in May of this year, what I'm really looking forward to is aesthetically seeing that universe. I think this is going to be pre-Rogue One, but it's going to be that, gritty... I hope that, that gritty New Hope era. I'm really looking forward to that. I will tell you this. I think that Disney is actually... Everything is going according to plan. I don't think we've been meant to have a Han Solo trailer bestowed upon us yet. I think this is part of the plan because everyone's talking about where the hell this trailer is, and everyone's getting flustered. And the amount of content of Han Solo trailer, where is it at? Content is just too much now. Disney is doing this intentionally. I would say where we don't have a trailer for a reason, and then we're going to get a trailer soon. I will be surprised if they run it during the Super Bowl. I cannot believe they would spend the money to do it that way.
What the hell? They've already had 3 directors and.
Well, this is going to be. I would hate to see what the bottom line on this movie is.
That's going to be terrible.
I mean, they've basically made 2 whole movies.
Mm-hmm.
So, I've rambled, but yeah, I'm really excited about it. I want to give everyone the benefit of the doubt. I think anything you've heard about bad acting or anything negative on set, I think that's all fodder to keep the conversation alive. I will not be surprised if I find this movie very enjoyable. And I won't be surprised if a lot of people find this movie enjoyable, but it doesn't do well at the box office because people either tuned it out or they just still were not aware that the movie was in existence.
I'm on the other side of that spectrum. I am not looking forward to this movie, but I do want to see this movie. It's not like The Last Jedi, The Force Awakens, or any of the prequels when I was a kid where I was like, yeah, Star Wars, let's go do it. This is like, okay, I feel obligated to see it because I like the franchise and I like Ron Johnson. No, I just said it, didn't I? Ron Howard.
Yep, it's Ron Howard.
Yep, so.
It's life for both of us.
We're joined by Mega Henry's Reviews.
Sweet.
And Miss Hustle popped up.
What up, Miss Hustle?
And people are talking in the chat, and I haven't been keeping up. This little smiley face, it looks like a goop. Kind of weird.
Yeah, the thing with YouTube is you got to stay live. We got to be live for an ample amount of time before people really jump in. But also, it's that time where everyone's busy. People are just trying to jump in.
Well, we're answering questions right now, so throw anything else you want in there. We got about 2 minutes left.
2 minutes left.
We were going to be done. We talked about the Solo movie and whether or not we were looking forward to it. And that's about it because nobody wanted to ask us questions. And, I don't know.
We just want friends.
Yep.
No, but a lot of exciting things to have happen. In the next 72 hours, you're also going to get the announcement video for the winner of our 300 subscriber contest. Again, we haven't forgotten about the announcement. We know who...
I'm sorry, it's just taking me a long time to watch all the damn videos. There's so many of them, and most of them are good, and even the bad ones are great. At least they're funny.
Dave, you're really winning over the people here with this.
Well, you wanted me to make a video, and I didn't.
Yeah, he didn't make a video. But no, we are going to announce that here in the next 72 hours, so we're really excited about that. He's got a couple more to watch. But really, like I said at the beginning of this stream, it's just getting us in the same room this week. We're having to get a lot of things done before we head down to St. Louis this weekend. So
Miss Hustle is telling us that we're doing good and that we do so much, and she thinks that people understand. Mwah, that's for you, Miss Hustle, right there.
Miss Hustle is a classy lady.
Mm-hmm.
Appreciate the support, girl.
When are we gonna do trivia again? We should do another round of trivia.
Do you want to do that tomorrow night?
Maybe.
Do that Wednesday night?
Maybe.
We can do it literally any night this week.
Wednesday night I have to work late, so it'd have to be after you get off.
If we're off Friday, why don't we do something Friday?
We could do something Friday.
If it's Friday, should we do a pre-episode Friday and then do a reaction when we get back Saturday from the con?
I don't know. I could be talking to that.
Okay, so maybe we do that. There's gonna be a lot of videos this week, but we're gonna announce the 300 subscribers for sure because I got $100 worth of stuff that I need to send off to somebody.
We need to get that sent off.
I just got my Mylar too, so those crappy poly bags are gonna come off. We're gonna give you Mylar, which I would say is I've heard someone say this before. It's like HD for comics. So we're gonna make those look really nice. All Near Mint issues there, and we'll send it all on the way to that lucky winner. So
Miss Hustle's calling it a fun Friday, and Dragon Bricks is asking what we think about the Finn-Po friendship.
Finn-Po friendship.
I think they're gonna bang.
You think they're? I don't think they're gonna bang on camera.
Well, no, it's a Disney movie. They're not going to on camera. I mean, Holdo was supposed to be an LGBT character, and
I would have liked to see Holdo be like the promiscuous leader and like sabotage the young pilot's career in like a sexual affair. That would be fun. Like she seduces Poe. I don't know. I think there's a friendship there, and there definitely seems to be hints at something at the end of the. I found the very end of the movie to be very distracting.
Very lovingly embraces throughout the entire movie.
We'll
Who was more excited between the Poe naked leaking bed? Do you think it was BB-8 or do you think it was Poe?
Poe, huh? I mean, we'll see. I mean, at the very least, I think they're really good friends, and I think that's a relationship that will help Episode 9 and maybe even in future movies if they continue this crew on for 10, 11, and 12. But yeah, I mean, I think there's a romance. I think a romance is more possible now than I thought after Force Awakens. Mm-hmm. What about you?
Well, I think they're totally.
They're gonna bang?
Yeah.
On camera?
Off screen.
Off screen.
No.
Will you hear it though?
No.
Like off screen, but you'll hear
it. No.
Like, Poe! Poe, I got your jacket!
So, that being said, it's about Chickawawa. Thanks, Miss Hustle. Appreciate that. That at least sufficiently pushed me outside of my comfort zone. Let's go ahead and, I guess, wrap it up.
Yeah, we'll wrap it up. So this is episode 27. And like we said, a casual conversation, a handful of topics that we found. And I guess we're going to be back for trivia at some point this week.
Yeah.
If you like the trivia, be sure you leave a comment on in the rewind. Let us know that you like the trivia. Tell your friends about the trivia. I don't know. Help us. Just tell people, anybody you know, about our channel. We're at like 463 subscribers right now. We are closing in on 500. Yeah, we're closing in on 500 hot, okay?
Should we do a 500?
No, we're going to do a 500, but damn it, I want to see us to get to 1,000 by February 28th.
Well, that'd be beautiful.
I mean, that's like insane. Mm-hmm. But it'd be really cool to have that happen. I mean, obviously that's the magic number, 1,000 subscribers for channels to make money. We're not going to make money on this channel, but there's abilities that you have when you're at 1,000 subscribers that you'll be able to have as far as how you're able to promote your content, push your content, and engage with your audience. Like, I really want the community function, so it's kind of like social media. It's kind of like a Facebook for YouTube, but it's pretty interactive. So help us do that, and we'll do it together. You'll get credit for it. It'll be great. A lot of gratification. Did I forget anything else?
No.
Okay, I think we're good. I made David feel very uncomfortable. I will tell you this. If you like what we do, and if you want to see maybe something with a little bit more production value than this episode, check out our last episodes. But if you like what we do and you believe in what we do, consider becoming a Patreon supporter of ours. You can support this show for $1 a month. $1, that's $14. No, that's $12 a year. There's 12 months in a year.
Communications major.
Yeah, all right. But consider being a Patreon supporter. Just go to patreon.com, type in Beyond the Blast Doors. We have one Patreon supporter right now, and we're very appreciative to that individual, but we can always use more. What those dollars do is they help us keep the lights on, and they also help us upgrade our equipment. So a lot of cool ideas we have for 2018 and beyond, and we need your help to make that happen on the timetable that we hope. So thank you so much for watching. And of course, if all you want to do is just watch our videos, then we're totally cool with that too, because we just like hanging out and being nerdy. But yeah, that's when I do it. I have to get up and exit out of this video, which is
maybe
always
you have to find like a less awkward way to do this.
Yeah, we need like a prodding button here. I wonder if I could do a thing where I can take this ship here. I'm gonna take a Lego set, and I'm gonna take this Lego set.
You can try to fire the. This isn't gonna work.
Oh no! If I'm gonna fire the thing, although I'm pretty sure if I where's
we can end our episode by like panning over the.
Oh hey, that worked. That kind of did it.
Nope, that didn't.
I blew him. Well, I didn't. I mean, I didn't.
Okay. Yep.
I hit the lens. It was great. It was great. Bye everybody.
See ya.
Damn it! It won't exit out.
You look very. The screen just looks like it's bumping right now.
Everyone's enjoying.
Hit the low battery button.
Everyone's enjoying my breast.
Everything needs to go away.
Oh my God! There's the chat. Oh my God! So many people were hanging out with us. That was so great.
And not hit the X button.
Jesus Christ! Bye. It's still not working. Are you serious? We need to actually go live from a camera and a computer because this is bullshit.
You hit the X.